Our top focus at 5, a ray of hope for 2.5 million Indian LGBT community members. The Supreme Court has referred petitions challenging criminalization of homosexuality, challenging to a 5-judge bench. The larger bench will decide whether the ban on gay sex in India should be reconsidered. 3 judges, including Chief Justice T.S. Thakur, heard in an open court a curative petition against the Supreme Court's verdict in December 2013, which had criminalized gay sex. The curative petition is the last legal resort. The Supreme Court had already rejected a review petition in 2014. Gay rights activists have challenged the Supreme Court's verdict confirming the validity of Section 377 of the Indian Penal Code that makes gay sex a crime for which the punishment can be up to a life term. The Delhi High Court in 2009 had exempted gay sex between consenting adults from Section 377 and said the law was against the right to privacy, personal liberty and equality. But that order was overturned by the Supreme Court in 2013. Celebrations are currently being held in Delhi and other major metros, welcoming the Supreme Court's decision to revisit the matter. All right, we've been getting reactions from civil rights activists and members of the LGBT across the country welcoming the Supreme Court's decision to refer the matter to a 5-judge constitutional bench. But as far as politics go, we're still not sure what the government's stand is going to be on the matter. There are, of course, other political parties, including the Congress, who have backed decriminalization of homosexuality. We have Rakesh Sinha, RSS ideologue, with us live this evening. Also with us, Shashi Bhushan, gay rights activist. I want to come to you first, Mr. Sinha. What is your reaction to the Supreme Court reopening this debate?
I think this is a democratic process. If someone has approached the Supreme Court has given the opportunity under the law. So there is nothing new in this. So many times Supreme Court has done like this in so many cases. So like that, it depends on how the Supreme Court.
No, Mr. Sinha, my question to you is, what is the RSS's stand? Mr. Sinha,
wait for the final verdict.
Mr. Sinha, my question to you is, what is the RSS's stand as far as Section 377 goes? Do you think that homosexuality should be decriminalized in India?
No, this is not an ideological issue. This is No, this is not an ideological issue. This is not a political issue. This is a social issue. And on social issues, every organization does not take a position. Not necessarily every organization takes position on every social issue. Let the society debate it. And the Supreme Court is debating it. If Supreme Court is a part of the civil society, it is a part and parcel of our democratic system. So Supreme Court is debating this thing, and judges are debating. Once Supreme Court has given the decision,
we understand that the matter is being debated at the level of society. You have several civil rights activists, but the reason why we've got you on this debate this evening, Mr. Sinha, is so that you can share your organization's view. The RSS claims it's a social organization, not a political one. What is your organization's stand on Section 377?
RSS, not necessarily RSS takes a stand on everything. There are various opinions. By that time, we go by the Supreme Court decision. Till now, we are with the Supreme Court decision on Article 377.
All right. And Mr. Bhushan, your reaction?
My reaction is very happy. Actually, I'm really excited, and I think this is a step forward. This is a welcoming step, and which we were hoping actually. And in any democratic society where your civil rights, your fundamental rights are really important, and a certain section of society cannot be denied to be given these fundamental rights. And court has rightly said that there are serious constitutional matters involved in this case related to Section 377, and it needs to be taken care of. So on that basis, court has said that yes, this case needs to be reopened for discussion, because after a long march when NAS Foundation filed a petition years ago, and a lot of changes have happened in the recent past, and I'm sure court has taken taken into consideration all those changes, and as somebody before me was rightly saying that we need to take care of youth's view, their viewpoint, what they want. So all over the world, if you can see, we live in a transitory world where everything changes, and especially when in a democratic society where your fundamental rights are the supreme thing. I think they form the basic part of the Constitution, and if anybody tries to infringe, whether it's a state or any other agency, I don't think it's a democratic process, and it should be dealt with. And citizens, whether they are from any minority, anything, they should be given those rights. And I think I welcome this court's decision. We appreciate, we always believed in court's superiority and court's power. So we really thankful for this three-judge bench who has given this decision today.
Absolutely. Now that the matter has been referred to a five-judge bench, we're being told by our court reporters that a notice will also be sent to the government, to the centre, which will have to put its view forward. Rakesh Sinha, the BJP has till now not really come out with a clear stand on whether or not it is in favour of decriminalising homosexuality or not. The government, in fact, the ministers from the Prime Minister's cabinet have been speaking in two voices. We do know that Arun Jaitley is in favour of doing away with Section 377, but on the other hand, you also have a Rajnath Singh, the Home Minister, who thinks that homosexuality should not be decriminalized. Would you have any advice for the Bharatiya Janata Party? What do you have to say about the Congress Party supporting decriminalization of homosexuality?
No, that question is directed to the BJP spokesperson. What I believe, that I told you, that on social issues there may be various opinions. But till now, I think that there is a conventional opinion that a Supreme Court decision was right on 377.
Mr. Sinha, are you saying that you have nothing to contribute to this debate?
Why do you
are you saying that you have nothing to say on the issue?
No. I say that I already
because you're not saying anything. You're not answering any question. Are you supporting it? Are you against it? Do you have any advice for the BJP? Are you supporting the Congress's support?
No.
Do you have anything to contribute?
No, I already said that we are with the Supreme Court verdict. That is the Supreme Court has given the verdict. Now it is deliberating. Let the Supreme Court deliberate.
So were you supporting the Supreme Court's 2013 verdict?
That is 377.
Were you supporting Supreme Court's 2013 verdict?
Yes, definitely.
Okay. So you had supported its earlier verdict?
I told you we are with the Supreme Court verdict.
Okay. So you are. So you think that Section 377 should not be, homosexuality should not be decriminalized?
I am just telling you that why I don't find that state is intervening any private individual's activities, private activities. The way you are adjusting on the street and trying to create an alternative world, that is not going with the conventional Indian tradition and Indian value system. Nobody is questioning your orientation. Even the Article 377 is not criminalizing your orientation, not criminalizing not identifying particular individual. It has been criminalizing certain acts, and you can't perform certain acts on a street. Has there been any case where state or the police has intervened?
No, let me correct you.
No, Shashi Bhushan, you want to come in here? Rakesh Sinha has refused to speak in the first couple of minutes of the debate. He's finally speaking out now, saying that homosexuality is not a part of Indian tradition.
Well, you know, in any democratic society, I don't think traditions are...
No, let me complete.
I don't think traditions or your religion, it prevails. What prevails is the Constitution.
Let it be.
What is unnatural?
You are not going to decide what is natural and what is unnatural. Mr. Sinha, nobody has given you this right. You are not an authority.
I am quoting Lancet. The most prestigious medical journal is Lancet. I think this is the most prestigious.
I can quote you hundreds of reports from United Nations. I can quote you hundreds of reports from United Nations where they have categorically said that.
Shashi Bhushan, I'll give you time to respond. Let Rakesh Sinha say what he wants to. I'll give you time, Shashi. Yes, Mr. Sinha.
Lancet categorically said that homosexuality is one of the major reasons for spreading AIDS. Now, this is the value-free research. This is not a normative research. This is not coming from any social science or a social activist. It's not coming from any traditionalist. It is a scientific research. It is saying that. Why I am saying that in Indian society there has been the cases in all the society, all the ages there are cases of homosexuality. Society has never criminalized them. Society has not seen them as a criminal. But when you are making it a public, you want a right like that, democratic, you are connecting with the fundamental right. This is not the fundamental right. Nobody is questioning your orientation. Nobody is identifying the individual. But you want to create an alternative world. That is not going to be sustained. That is not scientifically, genetically right.
All right. Shashi Bhushan, your chance to respond now. You know why we have a law that criminalizes homosexuality. You also understand why we have a society which has been resisting this change for a long time.
All right. First of all, I would like to tell Mr. Sinha, I strongly disagree. Your statements are so contradictory. You said nobody is questioning sexual orientation. Nobody is entering into your bedroom. Yes, definitely. This section 377, it empowers the police agencies. It empowers the state to enter into your bedroom. This is a clear violation. Earlier you said that this is not violation of any of your fundamental rights. Of course this is. I must say that where are you living? Why don't you understand that if somebody has these orientations, if somebody's sexual orientation, somebody's gender, you are discriminating on the basis of that, it's a clear violation of Article 14, 15 and Article 21 of the Indian Constitution that guarantees, that gives personal liberty and freedom, that guarantees a dignified life. So try to understand this thing, Mr. Sinha. And other thing which I would like to tell to the audience and to the people at large, that Supreme Court has rightly today has pointed exactly what we said in our appeal, that this is the clear violation and the serious constitutional issues are involved into this. Because if you segregate a certain section of the society in any democratic country, this is not acceptable. And world is looking at you. When India stands there as one of the largest democracies in the world, what a shame if we discriminate a certain section of the society. And let me come on your HIV/AIDS thing. I can give you an example. My outreach worker, when they were going to the different parks to give safe-sex education to the people from LGBTQ community, most of the time they were arrested by the police. Police always said that you are promoting illegal behavior. That's the reason that HIV-positive people, they are increasing, because we cannot give proper safe-sex education to the community. So it's not that everybody knows that they are at a high risk, but I can show you United Nations report where they have categorically said this is natural, this is not a disease. It has been proved 100 times. I don't want to go back into that debate whether it's unnatural or natural. We have discussed it long back. So Mr. Sinha, try to understand. Don't say those kind of things which cannot be accepted, which is totally unconstitutional. Have a constitutional stand. Accept people's freedom, accept people's liberty, accept their dignified life right.
Well, Shashi Bhushan and Rakesh Sinha, stay on with us. Let's also get a word from a reporter on the ground. She was inside the courtroom when the 3-judge bench referred the matter to a 5-judge bench. Anusha, explain to us, break down the story for us a little more. This was a curative petition. For the first time, a curative petition has been referred to a 5-judge bench. What happens from now onwards? It's also a constitutional bench which the matter has been referred to now.
Absolutely correct, Simi. As we have been talking about, 99% of the curative petitions are dismissed at the Supreme Court, and it's indeed very rare. It's a rare occasion when the Supreme Court refers a matter to a constitutional bench. Prima facie, it means that the Supreme Court does recognize that there is an apparent infringement of certain fundamental rights which is happening. Now, the judgment of 2013 dismissed the argument that there was any sort of infringement of the freedom of expression or right to equality. Kapil Sibal, leading the argument today, said that the judgment of 2013 not just changed the generation which are living right now, but even the generations forward. And of course, as our many panelists have been talking about, this is also a matter of living with dignity. And that is one of the key arguments that found some merit with the court. A 5-judge bench will be constituted by the Chief Justice of India. Centre will have to file its response. And of course, this will be a landmark judgment. A 5-judge constitutional bench will decide whether homosexuality is legal in India or not, whether it is decriminalized or not, and this will be the last resort at the apex court.
And Anusha, you're making a very important point, saying that the 5-judge bench will also issue a notice to the centre, which will now have to come out and tell the public what its stand on Section 377 is. Mr. Sinha, the RSS, as you're clearly pointing out, is not in favour of decriminalizing homosexuality. What do you believe the BJP stand should be?
No, organization does not take a stand on certain issues, on social issues. Time and again I told you, repeatedly I told you that organization does not pass any resolution like that. There are individuals who have certain views on certain issues, on social issues, and there are always grey area on social issues. Second thing, as far as I believe that...
But when the government as a whole,
it may be
Mr.
possible
Sinha,
that
but when
Supreme
the
Court
government
can
is asked to make public its stand on the issue, the RSS is considered to be a think tank of the BJP. What would the RSS's advice to the BJP be, considering that you already said that you're in favour of what the Supreme Court had said in 2013, which was that homosexuality should be criminalised in India?
No, I think that there is no question of the dignity of any individual. Never Indian society has questioned the dignity of certain individual. These things have been prevalent, people know that, but why do you want a particular law for that? You want a gay marriage? That is not possible in India. Supreme Court can never allow. I think no justice system can India allow the gay marriage like the Western country. That will be disastrous for the society.
Mr. Sinha, what do you have to say about the US and the UK? What do you have to say about all the other countries that are allowing gay marriages? What do you have to say about all the other countries?
No, India is India, US is US. Let the US decide. In US, if you compare the social system of both the countries, they are fundamentally different. We have different social system, we have different way of life. They have different way of life, and they have done this under the pressure. This is a kind of the orientation cannot be generalized, cannot be publicized, cannot be encouraged. Can you give instance of five families who want their children should be gay, who want their children should be homosexual?
Yes,
they can.
I can.
If there is orientation, they should be treated. They should be.
I can give you 20.
Shashi Bhushan, I'll give you one. All right, Mr. Sinha, you made your point. Mr. Sinha, you made your point. Shashi Bhushan, I'm going to give you the last 1 minute. You have a minute to counter whatever Mr. Rakesh Sinha is saying.
All right, okay. Here I have to say a few things. One thing which is very, very important is, Mr. Sinha said organizations, they don't have any stand. Of course, most of the organizations who are opposing that petition, they were either Muslim, this organization, or Hindu, or whether it's a Christianity. They were organizations and they had their own stand to oppose homosexuality. Section 377, if we talk about, Mr. Sinha talked about gay marriages. Our question right now is not about gay marriages. Section 377, it's a criminal act. Anybody whosoever has a carnal intercourse shall be punished. That's what it says. So our question is, why they are considered criminals? That's the question. This is a first step, actually. Gay marriages, we know that it's not court's job, it's a parliament job, and parliament has to do a lot of things. They have to amend the marriage laws and the divorce and the maintenance and the inheritance, adoption. It's a long process. We are not right now in a position to take that stuff. Right now, we were just demanding that, okay, all the homosexuals, they should not be considered as criminals, and they should be given their fundamental rights. That's what our main agenda. And I'm glad that Supreme Court today heard that, and Supreme Court has given its verdict that we want to reopen this case. We want to again consider those matters. Thank you so much, Supreme Court. Thank you so much, all the media who has come to support this wonderful cause where people's liberties were important.
All right, Mr. Shashi Bhushan and Rakesh Sinha, thanks so much for taking our time from your busy schedules and speaking to us here at India Today. Both sides, they're putting their views
Thank you so
forward. The
much.
Supreme Court reopening this debate after it referred the matter to a 5-judge bench. We'll continue tracking developments and we'll keep getting your reactions.
News this deeply disturbing too. Indian intelligence agencies suspect that 4 of the ISIS terrorists killed by the ISIS chief.
केजरीवाली मोटर चली पम पम पम, केजरीवाली मोटर चली पम पम पम, ऑफिस हम जाएंगे साइकिल चलाएंगे कार